My name's Keith Honecker. I'm a systems voice engineer. We have around 70,000 enrolled students. In our tenant, we actually have around 200,000 users. A tenant that large, you're gonna encompass all kinds of different users, and we deal with that daily. So it's just making sure that what we provide them and the whole community is sufficient for their needs.
What are your key considerations when you kind of evaluate each and every vendor as a fit for UCF?
Going through the whole list, I feel like I've interviewed almost everyone. Some of the key things that stuck out to us for considerations of any new contact center would be one, scalability. Being a large campus of our size, like we like to say here, we're a small city. Scalability is important. And when I mean scalability, and that means that if I need to grow on a moment's notice, that can happen, right? I have the tools and the ability with the Voca suite to grow exponentially, which allows me to support and service any entity that's gonna come to UCF or that is part of UCF today that they don't know they need Voca. So allowing me tools to say, hey, you know what, today I have 40 call centers, but maybe next year I've doubled that. I have that ability today in Voca. And with the ease of configuring those things on the back end with the tools that I have, it makes it so quick. So I can stand up a tenant in a matter of minutes. So that's what I mean by scalability. It allows me to grow with the campus, but also too, if I need to, reduce the size of the call center or the contact center solution, that also is just as easy. So that's what I mean by scalability. It has to grow with us and at the pace that we grow at, which varies over the years. So scalability was one. Number two, features, functions. Those had to be there from our users. How are our users answering the calls, the chats? What also are the future technologies? With things like AI and virtual agents coming online, could this vendor provide those features for us in the near future? Because again, we need those technologies to better support our staff and faculty and students. Right. So to me, it had to be with technology, scale. Also, let's get into reliability and trust, right? So let's get back to that. We have to trust the company that's providing that product. The reliability of Voca has been absolutely what we like to call almost a true 5 nines, right? So, I come from the old school of the telecom days, and I think over the years as we've gotten into voice over IP, 5 nines have been thrown out the window. Well, I'm getting that with Voca today, and that might have to do with maybe my geo redundancy that I have with you guys. Again, I don't know that, but that's a good thing, right? Because that's how redundancy should work. But I'm getting true 5.9 service, and that means I'm supporting the entire community, our entities that are involved with us, as well as anybody else that wants to come into UCF for any kind of business. I can support them and communicate with them. The ease of configuring tenants was the biggest thing that really helped me. I didn't have to go through a lot of training with each individual departments. It's pretty straightforward. The GUI interface absolutely is a simple structure. And knowing that it was on demand. With other providers that I've experienced, I had to get them involved with implementing a new contact center. Something had to be licensed or something had to be turned on. Somewhere in the world, right, that I had to reach out to. But with Voca, being a provider level, I have access to do that instantaneously. And because I have the tools to do that, I'm allowed to move at my pace, no matter how aggressive that may be.
Okay, Keith, so when we talk about the life of UCF before, Voca with a previous vendor, compared to, obviously Voca today, what it feels like from your perspective, from your standpoint?
I'm finding that Voca is actually more accepted than maybe other products were in the past because of how easy it is to use. And then on top of that, the reliability. It's been such a stable product that we haven't had any downtime. I think it starts there, scalability, reliability, but also the ease of working in the product itself, right? I mean, within a few minutes, I can have a department set up with multiple options and agents ready to rock and roll, and at the push of a button. So knowing that we have a great partnership with AudioCodes, again, it just added on to all the other benefits that we're gonna get by selecting Voca. Also, what I'd like to add in is the conversational AI portion of Voca. We're already using it today with some generative AI when it comes to connecting callers into our service desk department. whereas students, faculty, or staff are really talking to Voca, and Voca is capturing that data and able to pass it on to agents. But again, that generative AI where they don't have to deal with a live person, but it's still collecting the data needed in order to pass that on. But the conversational aspect of it is also great because you can talk to the callers without just presenting this as a standard old, for this press 1, for that press 2, which is kind of outdated. So we're enjoying the conversational AI. It's been a relief because of the communication and the understanding we have. When it came time to say, okay, Voca team, we're ready, turn it on, I was turned over to a tenant, was handheld on how to configure, I gave them the database, and I was testing in a matter of days. Speaking about Voca and our rollout, we are going to focus on many areas of the campus, a few of those being our College of Medicine, our athletics department, as well as our police department. Knowledge is power, and that's what we want to provide our clients with, the information and knowledge that they need to support the community more effectively. Because in the past, we may have not always done that for our faculty and staff, but moving forward with Voca and how we're going to integrate that with our other services, I'm very confident.
One of the more interesting areas of Voca for UCF is actually the way it was transacted, namely via the Microsoft Azure Marketplace.
I did not know at the time that we were going to be one of the first educational or higher ed to go that direction, but I'm proud, and I think we're going to have an opportunity not only for us to expand on that by using this and have simplified billing practices coming through there, but influence some of our other partner Florida schools and beyond that this is something that's viable, it's easy, and it does give you benefit. So overall, I'm pleased that we went that direction and opened that door, and I think there's more to come with it. Every time we've asked AudioCodes to come in and take on something, or I've received very positive feedback that y'all have done that. We started with a series of phones just to trial out if it was different than a previous vendor. That grew dramatically. We trialed into troubleshooting and monitoring tools that would help us determine which piece in the OSI stack was the problem. And now we're venturing into a contact center solution that is going to give us a lot more abilities to service people in an environment that either has lacking resources and human capital or budget and can provide gains for it. So I think AudioCodes has positioned themselves with us and for many higher education or K through 12 institutions.
Keith, it's a pleasure being here again. I've gotten the chance to support you for almost 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like truly what we have is a partnership. What makes you turn to AudioCodes?
Well, first and foremost, you've delivered. Everyone's going to promise you all the bells and whistles that they can possibly give you. But when it comes time to providing those bells and whistles, did they deliver? You guys have done that on multiple levels. I feel like coming back to AudioCodes is in the best interest of the university. You support us on multiple levels that we need.